Welcome back to another daily grind. And it's actually daytime still. Probably thanks part to daylight savings time. It's about, I don't know, 6:45, 7. And we're going to be working on this F-150 today. Customer sent me a video. I'll put it here. And we come to the conclusion that this one as well needs a starter. I guess it's going to be Trucks Needing Starters. That's going to be the new channel name. So we got us a new motorcraft. It's going to go on this truck here. It's a F-150 Lariat, and we are a, what year? I done forgot. 2017. So that's what we're gonna do today. 2017 F-150 Lariat FX4 5.0 liter starter replacement. Let's crawl underneath and see what kind of fun we're gonna have. All right, so we are underneath the passenger side of the truck, laying on the ground just behind the passenger front tire, and generally the same spot on most of your vehicles. That's the starter, just like on most vehicles. Actually, not most, no, all of them that I know of. The starter protrudes into the transmission. Let's see, get this light set up. The starter protrudes into the transmission. This being the transmission, this being the starter. It's the oil pan, but it bolts into the transmission. And looks like we've got the main power wire. It's like a signal wire. So that's the two electrical that have to come off. It's just a rubber cap. Let's see. Yep. And there's going to be a bolt over there. Yeah, there's a bolt in there. And then there's also, looks like a engine ground, or a main ground here, that's being held on by a nut on the stud that also bolts the starter in. So you'll take that nut off the ground, and then there's another nut behind it, but I believe there is 3 bolts holding this. Yep. There's another one up there, and then that one right there, and I believe there's one more up there. Let's see if I can get the camera up there. Oh yeah. I don't know. Let's try it like this. And you can see the back of that one right there. We'll see what size those are, and be right back. Of course, before you do anything with power wires on any vehicle, disconnect the battery. That way you don't get no sparky spark. So we're gonna disconnect the battery now. Of course, they're both 10 millimeters. Just gonna loosen the ground, take the ground off, and we'll shove her down here out of the way and somewhere where she won't try and pop loose and reconnect. We don't have to take the positive off. As long as you have the ground off, you'll be good. Now let's go down there and see if we can figure out what size. So the main power wire that goes down here to it, this red one, is a 13, which I'm using this wobble socket. You don't have to use a wobble, you can just use a short, but it's just the first one I grabbed to get on there, which is being a pain in the butt because it does wobble, but it is broke loose. The other wire that's on here, the little signal wire, the smaller of the two, that one's a 10. Again, probably wiser to use a shorter socket because you don't have much room for your bottom out down back there. So definitely don't keep going until you stop there, because it may pose an issue with trying to get it off. The ground here, that one is also a 13 millimeter, which I've already broke loose with a short socket. Probably gonna need at least a medium depth or a deep socket to get possibly all the way down to the actual nut on here, or the bolt on here for the starter. So we'll take this ground, it just slides right off, and then so I'm not sure. We'll see what we can use to get all the way down there onto that. That's one. And then the other ones, I think, which that's the back side. On the other side of it, it's just a bolt. And there's one up top. They should all be 13s as well. Those you probably won't need any kind of deep socket on. And the top one, gonna have to be one of those that is feel or see with your eyes, or see with your hands. I think I'm gonna have to have a ratchet with an extension and stick it up that way. We'll see. I'll show you guys in a second. Alright, so I have a 3/8 ratchet with like a 6-inch 3/8 extension to my 13 millimeter wobble, which you just kind of sneak it up here and you go on the top. Of course, you take your other hand, which I can't because I'm holding the camera, and you find the bolt, which is up there. You can follow the starter like that all the way up, and you'll find the top bolt up there, and then you can break that one loose. I don't know if I'll be able to show you a better angle, but we'll try. And the middle one, or the second one down from the top, same ratchet. Now I'm using like the 3-inch extension, same 13 millimeter wobble, and just, you don't have to go as high. You just snake it back, and which it's not really a good camera angle, but it's on there, and you just break that one loose as well. Same process. And of course, for the bottom one, which was the stud and the nut, the one the ground cable's on, same ratchet. Now we've got a deep 13, so we can get over that all the way and break that one loose. And since that's the last one, the starter will be ready to fall out, so once we break it loose, you'll want to make sure you hold it with your hand as well, the starter, before you get the bolt all the way out so you don't drop it on your face. Let's just see how well this is gonna, well, let's see how well this will work. I don't know if this is gonna work for you guys or not, but starter. Probably not, but I'm going to try it anyhow. Get this stud out. This is the last bolt. Ta-da. Pushed it straight back. Nose it down. That looks like it'll come out right here. Oh yeah. And there it is. One Ford starter. One stud, 2 bolts. Alright. Old, new, just comparing to make sure they look the same as they do. Same electrical terminals. Yep. We are going to reverse the removal process to install it. And we'll catch back up on the startup to make sure it works. Alright. New starter. She's in. Power is hooked up. Signal wires hooked up. Ground wires put back on. All the bolts and nuts are put back on. Let's climb out from underneath this thing and reconnect the battery. Alright, battery's connected. Let's hit the key. Let's see what happens. It should fire up. Oh, yep. It actually doesn't need a key. Key fob, push button. Alright, let's see if we get a fire. Oh, she starts. Let's do it again. We're gonna call this one done. The DUN. Check it. It's complete. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.